So here I'm told that Marla buys some bags of buttons. There are either 19, 20, 21 or 22 buttons in each bag. And we're given a table which gives us some information about the number of buttons in each bag. So in this column here we have the number of buttons in each bag, so the bags with 19 buttons, 20, 21, etc. And then we have the frequency in the right hand column, and this is the number of each type of bag that we have. So for example, there are 7 bags which have 20 buttons in. We're then told that the total number of buttons is 320, and we're asked to complete this table. Now here we're working with the total number of buttons. We're not working with the numbers or the frequency of bags. So in order to work out the total here, we need to look at the total frequency of buttons, the total number of buttons in these bags. So for example, if we have 7 bags with 20 buttons in, the total number of buttons here is going to be 7 multiplied by 20. And I can see this if I label the columns up. If we take this one to be X and then the frequency column to be F, if I then add on an FX column, this is going to be the total number of buttons looking at each bag individually. So, for example, if I take the second column, because it doesn't have an unknown in, I can simply do 20 multiplied by 7 to get me 140, which will go in this column. Similarly, 21 multiplied by 3, gives me an answer of 63. And then finally, 22 multiplied by 1, that just gives me 22. Now here, I'm missing this value in this column here because I don't have a frequency for the number of bags that have 19 buttons in. However, I do know that this f of x column, so the total number of buttons, is going to sum to 320. So if I take 320, subtract 140, subtract 63, subtract 22, then I'm going to be left with A, as all of these have to sum to 320. So in this instance, A is going to be 95. So there are 95 buttons basically represented in this row of the table. And if there are 19 buttons in each bag, we can take this 95 buttons and divide it by 19 in order to get the number of bags that have 19 buttons in, and that gives us an answer here of 5. 5 bags have 19 buttons in, and I can fill in the table with the answer of 5. Now, as for how the marks are awarded here, we get the first mark for starting the process, so basically working out the f of x column for 2 of the different rows. And then the second mark is going to be for completing the process to find the missing frequency. So when we kind of worked with this step here, dividing this by 19, that would gain us the second mark, and the third mark's for the final correct answer of 5.